3 of deliberations, a 6-person jury found Marvel star Johnathan Majors guilty of assaulting and harassing his former girlfriend. Now, in a stunning reversal of fortune for the once rising star, Majors reportedly has been dropped by Marvel Studios.
A rising Hollywood star, Johnathan Majors, has been found guilty of assault and harassment charges. The 6-person jury returned the verdict after about 5 hours of deliberation over 3 days. The high-profile trial took place over 2 weeks.
A New York jury has reached a verdict in the assault trial of actor Johnathan Majors.
The jury has found him guilty of some charges in this New York criminal case.
Majors was accused of beating his ex-girlfriend, dancer Grace Jabbari, after an argument in the back of an SUV. It stemmed from a romantic text he received from another woman. Johnathan Majors did not take the stand in his own defense, and as the verdict was read, he showed no emotion other than to wrinkle his forehead. All the while, his new girlfriend, the actress Megan Good, and his family sat directly behind him in court. The jury considered jaw-dropping evidence that included this video of Jabbari on the floor of a walk-in closet inside Majors' Manhattan apartment. There was also this moment of him pushing her into the back of an SUV after she read a flirty text from another woman.
So I think what we saw was a very damning portrait of what was going on.
Dominic Patton, senior editor of Deadline, says Majors' career will likely come to a...
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, G11, and this is another episode of the Homie Talk Podcast. So you saw the opening clip. I want to talk to y'all today about our boy Johnathan Majors and why his case sheds light on a couple of different things, okay? So if you were living under a rock for the past year, I'll give you the cliff notes. Pretty much earlier this year, Johnathan Majors' girlfriend came out and accused him of domestic assault on her. She claimed dude was just basically beating her up, right? I think cops are called to his apartment a couple times. There was an incident in an SUV, which that later came out in court, and it's not, he doesn't necessarily look fully guilty in that video, but it doesn't shed a great light on him either, or her, in fact. But that came out this year. Both of them made accusations against each other. The girlfriend got arrested at one point too, and then they took it to court. So if we fast forward to December, it was a juror case, right? And he was found guilty, I think, of 3rd-degree assault, which is like he didn't have intent, but he still caused harm, which it doesn't, under the law, it's all the same. So now he faces a year in jail for that conviction, and on top of it, he got fired from Marvel as soon as the conviction was read. They dropped his ass, so no more Kang, right? This is a problem. I don't know if y'all were paying attention, but Johnathan Majors was a rising star. He was starting to appear in a lot of stuff, right? Hell, Lovecraft Country. He was the heel in Creed 3 with Michael B. He was getting ready to really take the Kang series off. I think he had a 2-part major movie in the Marvel universe that was supposed to be coming out, right? And he was really just starting to get to the bag. I don't think he had quite hit. I'm sure he was making money, but I don't think he was fully rich yet. And now that is done. Fired, removed off of all his projects. His name is associated with something bad. That's the problem that a lot of folks are dealing with here in 2023. All someone has to do, especially if it's someone who you are intimate with, all they have to do is say so-and-so did this, and immediately in the social spotlight and on the business side, because there's repercussions on both sides, immediately you're the villain. No one wants to partner or work with you. Like you're dead on arrival, for lack of a better term. This sheds light that one of the most important decisions that you make in your life, specifically as a man, one of the most important decisions you make in your life is who you lay down next to. You should be able to trust that person who you've chosen to take that spot, right? You shouldn't have to worry about them doing recordings on you or trying to fake injuries and call the police on you and try to just get after your bag. But unfortunately, that's the reality that we're in. right? We are in a time where people are broke. Okay, people are broke. Inflation is high. You just had all these strikes. All the COVID money is dried up. You got all this stuff happening across the states. Like, people are broke and they need money. And what's the easiest way to get money in America right now? By playing the victim. Social media clout. Look at the Diddy Cassie situation. She took a few minutes on the podcast, made some allegations, and Diddy immediately 24 hours later had a settlement for her. Didn't even go to court. I think they had a private settlement of a hefty amount of money. Cassie got a bag out of that. And that's just accusations. The claims aren't even substantiated in that, right? Granted, I think most of us know Diddy's kind of a weird guy, but we don't actually know. Okay, we don't actually know what's going on. That's the wild part. All you have to do is say somebody did something to you, and immediately that person's name is mud. Done. Dead on arrival. So that's why I feel really bad about this situation with Johnathan Majors. Now, granted, he made the decision to be with this lady, right? He decided to have her in his life, and he did not vet properly. I don't think he had anyone in his corner to really help him assess, like, dude, you are a rising star. You need to be very careful with this, because now his career is just done. And you hate to see it. And you know, here's the thing. Some people are turning this into a race thing. They're saying, oh, black dude, white woman. And that's not even the point. That's not even really a factor here. It could be anybody. It could have been a black woman. The same rules would have applied, right? This isn't a systematic deal. Okay, this isn't a race deal for those of you out there who think it is. This is just a bad woman, period. Okay? Just bad people exist. This is a lesson to all the brothers out there, successful and on their way to success, to just be careful, right? There's too many examples out here of men who were doing well in their careers, and they chose a certain type of woman with certain characteristics. They allowed them into their lives, and stuff just went bad, man. Hell, the biggest example to me is the Johnny Depp joint, right? Him and Amber Heard. As soon as she made those allegations against him, he got dropped from the Pirates franchise. Y'all remember? There were like Pirates movies like every year, back to back to back. Pirates of the Caribbean, Captain Johnny Depp. As soon as that happened, done. He had no more gigs, no more major roles. I think potentially it cost him hundreds of millions of dollars in work and future work that he could have had, right? And then it cost him probably millions more dollars to fight it and clear his name in civil litigation, right? We weren't even talking criminal. This was a civil case that he had against Amber Heard. And he only won, I think, like $4 million, $3 or $4 million, but he lost so much more, you know, because after that, who's talking about it now? No one gives a fuck. Amber Heard, yeah, she lost, but she still went in to go do another Aquaman movie, right? She's still working. I don't know what the fuck Johnny Depp is doing. Nobody does. Nobody cares what happens to the dude in these situations when these false accusations are levied or unsubstantiated, because we don't know, right? But that's all it takes is the accusation and you're done. So fellas, you gotta be careful out there with who you decide to lay down with at the end of the day, who you decide to have in your inner circle, because you just don't know who's gonna come out and say something next. That's my take on this situation. Again, I feel really bad about it, but at the same time, he made his bed and he's lying in it. He's gonna face up to a year in jail time. I don't think he'll actually get the year in jail time, but who knows? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, I'm out of here. Peace.